If you're new around here, my name is Jordan Tarver, and I'm an author, singer, songwriter, musician, and I've been living nomadically throughout Europe for the last year with my wife and our cat. And that has been a really interesting journey as an artist, because one thing I have to do every time I move is find a new vocal coach to continue my practice as a singer. And it's been honestly really interesting because I've had to adapt and learn to different people's coaching styles, but also one of the really amazing things about it is these people have so much different experience than I would have gotten back in the States. For example, the coach I'm working with right now in Florence, Italy, where I'm walking, is a professional opera singer. And it's been such a cool experience learning from someone who is singing opera in the birthplace of opera. And so today, after my session, I want to talk about what it's been like to learn from different vocal coaches, what it's been like to be an artist overseas, living nomadically, and specifically my experience with learning vocals from an opera singer. I just got out of my session. My voice is a bit tired, but we are currently working on a Billy Joel song. So the way that it works is we pick a song and we do a bunch of exercises before, and then we work on a song and pick the song apart like note by note. And it's a great way to expand the voice because every different artist has their own style and their own things they do within songs that you might not be familiar with. And so it helps you just build like a really good muscle and a strong muscle, because at the end of the day, your voice is just a muscle, and singing is just a matter of strengthening that muscle and starting to have control over it in ways that you may not have when you were born. And I think a lot of people have this misconception that you have to be a born singer, but that's not true. I didn't know how to sing 6 years ago and started to take lessons as a COVID hobby and built up my muscle, and now I can sing. And so it's been really cool to see that if we just work on these things, they strengthen and we can start to use them in different ways that we have previously. So it's been really fun to explore this side of my expression and just reveal something that has added such a different texture to my life. All right, just made it home just in time for this beautiful sunset over Florence. Check this out. Look at this. Postcard. Probably the best terrace I've ever had in all of our travels. Look at that. So good, so good. It's been really fun to be on this journey, living out here, traveling, making art, and just exploring what else is out there for me. For so long, I always just saw myself as an author because that was the thing that I was chasing and pursuing to get myself out of my corporate 9-to-5 job. And for the last 5 years, I've just been talking about my book, You Deserve This Shit, as a way to build my dream life of working for myself and creating work through my art. And I quit my corporate job just under a year ago, May of 2025. And ever since quitting, I started to think, well, I don't just think I'm an author, and I also don't want to just pin myself to one label. I feel like what I've learned since being overseas is in the States, we get so attached to labels, especially the label that associates with what we do for work. So, for example, people might see themselves as a salesperson, or they might see themselves as a teacher, or they might see themselves as a grocery clerk, or they might see themselves as a painter. But we're so much more than this. And as I've been living throughout Europe and meeting people, it is very rare for someone to ask me what I do for work. And it makes you think differently about yourself, because you go, if I'm not what I do for work, then who am I? And since living out here, I've just started to have these kind of like mini epiphanies as we've been traveling, thinking about all the parts of me that I've left neglected and the parts of me that I haven't embraced. And one of those parts of me, or I guess multiple, is the music side, the singing, the songwriting. And it's something that means so much to me, but for some reason, like, I don't see it as part of my identity because it's not what I do maybe professionally to make money yet. But one big switch I've been making is finally embracing all parts of me and sharing them with the world. And that's why I want to share this journey of an artist who's living overseas, not just an author who's writing a book, because I want to show the world everything that makes me who I am, not just one degree or one part of me. And it's been such a beautiful journey to walk down this path as an artist and see what other things I want to do, other ways I want to express myself. And singing has been just coming through really strong for me. I picked up singing, like I said, 6 years ago during COVID, and it kind of started as this hobby, but then every year I kind of just fell more in love with the way that it made me feel and the way that it helped expand, honestly, the world around me, because it was giving me more confidence and courage to use my voice. And I would say within the last few months, I've really just realized that music, singing, being a performing artist has been a dream that I've just left on the table unanswered because I've told myself, well, it doesn't fit in the box of being an author, so I can't do it. And I'm finally at a place where I'm done with that, because I find how much joy expressing myself in all these ways brings me, and I want to really nurture that and embody it. And so it's been a wonderful experience getting to learn from this vocal coach here in Florence, who is also an opera singer, because it's such a different experience than I could get anywhere in the world. And to be here in Florence, the birthplace of opera and the Renaissance, and to learn from someone who is an opera singer here in Florence is just honestly so fucking cool, and it's such a cool experience. And what I love about it is it's adding such a different layer to my voice, because most of the training I've done doesn't come from an opera background or a super classical background. And so to learn from someone who is classically trained in these different ways that I don't really know about, it just gives me a different, I would say, toolkit of exercises and perspectives and approaches to singing that I think will just make my voice better over time. It's just been like such a cool and surprising experience, because when we first came here, you know, one of the challenges with living nomadically and moving around is every time I get to a new location, I have to be like, okay, where is the gym? Where are the grocery stores? And where can I find a vocal coach that I can go to in person? So I went on Google Maps looking for someone, and just by coincidence, my vocal coach who I found, her place is this building right over there. So it's a 3-minute walk from our flat here in Florence. And it honestly just felt super universal because it's so convenient. And to find someone that close to us just felt like a sign. And so it was really just a beautiful way to find my next vocal coach here in Florence. And as we kind of continue our move, we're heading back to Spain next Tuesday, just in a couple days. I will probably just continue to work with her, because honestly, it's been one of my most favorite experiences with a vocal coach. I think because it was both in person and someone who has this really interesting background, it just was, I don't know, I just felt like I really grew in my voice over the last 4 or 5 months here in Florence. And so I'll continue to work with her online as kind of we bounce around, and hopefully, you know, there's going to be another time we're back here in Florence, because it's been such a beautiful chapter for us that we'll be able to work again in person. But for now, I'll probably work virtual with her and continue the work there, and just continue this path of exploring my own artistry and exploring the things that make me feel creative and help me express myself more in the world and help me create more, and not boxing myself in, because I just think when we break free of the boxes, we expand our world, because we open ourselves up to different possibilities and different opportunities, and we kind of just start to play the game in a different way, and the universe and God respond to that. They see what we're doing, they feel the frequency, and it helps us, you know, attract more things that are meant for us, because we're putting all of us out into the world and we're embodying all of us versus just one part of us. And that's been my experience, at least, and something that I want to continue nurturing, because I've always been someone who's a professional at talking myself out of things, or a professional at not allowing myself to do things because it doesn't fit the label or the box. And I'm just excited to be at a place in my journey where I'm ready to walk forward as the artist that I know that I am. And I'm excited to continue to share that journey with you, whether it's the singing, the music, writing my book, or something I'm really excited about in the future is making these really unique live, in-person, immersive experiences, which is something I'm like really passionate about creating and something that I've been working on for a while. And so I can't wait till the day comes where that's a reality and we all can come into a space together and just like experience all of this art and just be moved in really powerful ways. So I appreciate you being here on the journey. I appreciate you following the Artist Diaries. I'm gonna keep making these videos and keep posting them. So make sure you subscribe to see what's happened next in my journey as an artist. And I think I just wanna say, like, you know, I would encourage you, if there's anything that you wanna create in this world, if there's anything that you wanna go after or explore, whether it's singing, whether it's writing, playing guitar, dancing, knitting, like whatever it is, do it. Because this is your one life. This is your one time. And it would be silly to not do the things you want to do because of the fear of judgment or the fear of people's opinions, or if you're like me, putting yourself in boxes and telling yourself you can't do it, when at the end of the day, like, you have the freedom to choose what you want to do in your life and you can create your reality. So I would just encourage you to explore the things that you're curious in, to explore the things that like are pulling you and calling you. Like when I think about this dream about music, it feels like there's like a rope tugging at my heart to like go deeper into it. And maybe you have a feeling like that in your life too. Maybe there's something that's pulling you and it's undeniable. Even if you can't quite put your finger on it yet, like, you know it's there. Go after those things. Dive into them, explore them, see what they have to show you, see what they have to teach you, see what's in there for you, because there's a reason they're knocking on your door. There's a reason they're calling you. There's a reason they're nudging you. They are meant for you, and you wouldn't be feeling those things if they weren't. So before I let you go, let me just share this view with you one more time, and then I'll see you in the next video.